Greetings to all in creation. This is Aurora Rothschild, Rockefeller, Royals in Sussex, Mother of New Creation, and I am here in a vortex location in the woods of South Carolina's Hilton Head, whereby I am able to ground, assimilate, and transmute a lot of transient archonic energies that have been plaguing the island since I began to investigate the fall of humanity due to the Adam and Eve original sin conundrum. Since I follow the law of the Lord of Knowledge, primal commands of God, and I have not transgressed divine orders, so I was tested again in extraterrestrial ship, and they replaced me in through the same test as Eve. They sent the snake, and I didn't do what the snake told me, so I am chosen and I have won. I never ate the apple, and then the partnership for quote on Adamic purposes was no longer that, because he had been able at that level to morph into his highest vision version, which is not of an Adamic order. And we recreated creation, so we don't have the curse of God upon us, because they was as God undid a few things, and that's how we made come forth new creation, which his name is Lily, which is not indicative of just one being, or it is an order that came down part of in a morphic form in the divine egg that we had already pre-claimed on the planet, with crop circles, lots of hieroglyphs, lots of guidance that has been misinterpreted throughout history, as well as miswritten about or misspoken about. I am now here still dealing with very many terrestrial petty issues. I have fathomed and gathered that since my I-751 arrived to Missouri, they're trying to remove me from the possibility of the fake conditions they imposed upon me at BCSO by the officers there, making a pact with the Army to take my USCIS information that I left with Steven, my art and everything, and while I was in detention, let a few, more than one person, which is the 13 people I talked to you about now, the transgender illegal tranny Hezbollah people, apply to Hollywood with Christina Pushkina, the leader of Hezbollah behaviors, since they're the ones who murdered my extraterrestrial family, because they came into the yoni egg before we hatched into the appropriate new creation forms. So they intercepted us at my partner's, or I'm not gonna call that because it would not be extremely accurate, because I don't have permission to say anything unless the planet secures me. So if I give information, it's gonna turn against me. Flash is not like, it's a light, it's a ultralight that you can't see in your frequencies of the fibrillational firmaments that your God created to stay in avoidance and denial. So your God beat up Ariane, my biological sister, when she had convinced them that if she goes down on me after my murder as Aurora, then I was in crippled chair. They told Lebanon that I was dead, because I was in Ateneo de Beirut at that level. They cut me up in a grave, they cut up my vagina, my nipples, and they modified my body because they had assumed that, my covenant, my original for Aurora, it was just Aurora, mother of all creation, but it wasn't Aurora, it was just like mother of all creation, and I was Aurora al-Khoury, and I spoke Hebrew. It's different than Aurora, my ship, mother of all creation, it's a different construct. So when we realized that we couldn't shift the statu quo through resolutely just going back to Eve, but changing the behavior on the planet and offering the knowledge through myself, then we took very severe actions. And now my former vagina that has been on my stabber now is on Muhammad Nasrallah. My former vagina now, that's prostitution. Even if it has Aurora DNA, you have to know that the juices that come out of it, that's Muhammad's intrinsic hate. He's a male terrorist who killed all my extraterrestrial family, and now is trying his best to pretend that he was in the egg and it was someone else who did it, just because he was raised by Islamist people that think that me being in an egg while they saw me fornicating with extraterrestrials is a punishable act. However, that is not in the gospel or anywhere anyway, and it is not so. So for you all to fuck your animals, that is absolutely disgusting. Okay, your God, when he was demeaned and he made the mistake, and then he told you you have full power over fauna and flora, and you chose to fuck your animals, that's disturbing. So I called Vero Beach cops yesterday for 47 seconds. I'm just like, hi ma'am. It was just a female operator. I spoke to her very briefly, consistently, and then I made sure to shut the phone before a cop here gets shot, or they, them, there, because what they do here is, while I'm talking from this line, which is why I don't really call a lot of people, because Boost Mobile, Cricket, Verizon, I don't know who's playing who, but they're all being played by Celis Alpha Communication in Lebanon, which are extreme terrorists, which are doing anything in their power to steal my inheritance for Crystal Cordoba, Mia Sadi, the Tabrawis, which the royals are part of. So, to say, in midst of all this, I know that I have zero to do with any criminal record. I have done no agreeable or part of or anything to do with a felony since the beginning of time, is why I am chosen and I'm still in a body. If I do the slightest thing, like why I went into BCSO was because I accepted in the parallel game, because I knew they were still playing a parallel game on me, and I tried to show them that even if Aaron still is telling Shafiq, get her fucked in a room next door, she will see you. Get Mohammed, Alexis, Amir, a Mercedes-Benz, Crystal Cordoba, Honda Civic, Mio Sodi, Ferrari, get Khadija Nasrallah, Buick, and get, etc. All the felon prostitutes. They start to get them a new car every day from my inheritance, a new color, a new design, thinking that, oh my God, now I'm gonna see myself in there while they're fucking. I'm never gonna see you people. I don't have terrestrial sight. I am extraterrestrial. Ultrasound first, then comes sight, because we had warned you since the beginning of time not to eat the fruit of the tree in the middle of the garden, because then you would get false axes on life and death and the beyond. Now you are on a false axis, so if you try to make me, the chosen, degrade myself and fall for sight, it will never happen. You're only going to amass more negative energy, more negative points, more trespasses and transgressions against the Constitution's Bill of Rights and the United States of America, which we stand for. You're going to amass a lot more curses on you for using the funds of Ronald Reagan, whom we love, against yourselves, because he died for me. He got shot 6 times. He got stabbed. I got stabbed twice. and I got shot twice. For the rest of you and for my unity consciousness with my beloved. That's it. Everybody knows when I was born, I was the only child who never went down on my father. Because I love not like humans love, even before extraterrestrial times. I was always that. Even before the actual proof of, however, humans are too dumb. Russia at that level wasn't as dumb. They're like, holy fuck, we can't kill it. It has USA DNA. It has presidential DNA. They took me right here. What did they do here? They got me kidnapped, chopped off, and fucked off somewhere else by the royals. And then God even knows what happened. Start to adopt me as other types of people. So now I have these callers, but this phone is like so strong. It doesn't allow any spam or whatever call, but I don't know this number, so I'm not going to deal with it. If they want to know me, they can leave a voicemail. If it's not concerning a session, I don't talk to people. This is not like, hi, what are you doing today? Oh, really? No way. I don't have family, friends, cousins. I don't have that stuff. My family are busy eating out Hezbollah juice, thinking that the more they do that, the more I'm going to like them, which is the opposite of the truth. I told them, if you actually took my money, went booked a tower, locked yourself up in Fort Knox, and meditated, you would have a greater chance at meeting me than if you fucked Hezbollah every day, gave them fake IDs and went to the strip club with them, and lied at court to then pretend that I am dimatabrawi and kill me as a crazy person because you medicate me as dimatabrawi, myownmovieatoaks28-princeW, and all the rest of the douchebags. And just because Nadir, whatever that prostitute is a total retard. Whatever that is. Ganime. It wasn't even anything to do with anything. Even when I did go to MUSC under 8252, when Carlito tried to kill me here by Karol Habushi, what happened to me in Charleston, instead of actually assessing me for my face value and actually providing me for assistance in recovering my extraterrestrial full spectrum of memories and healing my what's missing and what's wrong with my constitution, because that's a test on the humanoids. We already fixed my mobility. How far are you willing to be evil? In other countries, they start to cut me up, steal my ovaries, steal my knee, steal my ribs, steal my appendix. And now these people pretending they were on the ship with me because they have a partial of my DNA. No, they don't have anything to do with me. They are thieves that are under extra radon watch, and we watch each of you, and you will pay. And if in the end you hurt me more than you already have, and if you dream that if you cut my lower body and put my vagina and legs on someone else, and then it's gonna like actually give you any information besides you're gonna make me into a prostitute, and if you think that if you make me into that, you're not gonna have the worst and the worst ever for, you know, the Revelations, Whore of Babylon, with a monster with 7 heads, whatever else, you will have the worst outcome ever. So the churches are not united. The churches are not even serving Christ. The churches are anti-Christ. I went to church. The pastor knew that I was sitting right there in front of a candle, praying and filming the candle. He started to talk to me as if I'm Mio Sodi taking a shit on crack cocaine in the restroom to go get a line and fuck it. That's not a pastor. That's not a Christian. That's a felon. That should be arrested. If you have the law should include everything. If it's freedom of religion, you should have laws that you know the religion's rules of every religion, and if they transgress that law, for you to maintain freedom in that realm, you have to arrest a wrong pastor. Not that he follows me after confession and goes, Aurora, por favor. They start to talk to me in Latino again because they fuck Cordoba, Victor Aye, whoever aho. No. If a pastor follows me after I ask for confession and ask for absolution one day, and then he goes, excuse me, I need to be forgiven by you, that means that he knows he's a sinner and it was never me. Because when I leave the confession room, he gets sucked off by all these tranny tramp hookers in a church, where they actually then welcome spiritual seekers sitting there to pray in a room where spiritual ignoramus people have already set up the grids to contain archonic demons, vampires, and dangerous embodiments for little children and elderly alike, and young people trying to get married or whatever. So all of your laws are extra against anything to do with veracity, logicity, and I think to do with advancement. How to say, the ROF also says, oh, like, okay, you called your beach yesterday. So I called her, operator answers. I present the case extremely quick. I was like, hey, they're there. They have my IOE, my A number. Get them. They want to kill me for my biometrics. And then I hang up quick. They intercept the call anyway. So even if I'm trying to protect the nation, I can't because of this telecom situation. So if cops are not at the level to figure out what the matter is with my current A15 Samsung and my still active, iPhone 13, I mean, it's still on. It still receives certain messages from certain people. I'm not sure what's going on. I still didn't do the merge. I still need to go to a hotspot, figure out what, how to deal with my service now. I'm still in a Wi-Fi-less tent now in the middle of nature. I'm in spiritual retreat. So I have keys to 47, but I know they're tristers. From his mailbox, we're missing my court case and my USCIS passports. So whoever stole that, they went to his house while he was in Georgia. They cut up his fish. They broke his AC unit. They broke his curtains. When he came back, he had a shock. He started to text me about it. I was in Walmart. I didn't even notice until later. At VIM, I tried to fix the situation. I left them a card saying, I'm an extraterrestrial. If you think that I'm going to come in and if I don't see Russell Pearson, fucking Dina Tabit, then you're going to cut me as Dina Tabit mailed by the cops. That's not a way. I am a civil advanced being. I don't play by the rules by which I was already murdered in Jerusalem out of your mistake. And they suffered tremendously. They got taken down by Hezbollah. Go ask Netanyahu. Hezbollah, Hassan Nasrallah used to rape me every night with Magali and Jan Asaf, Mohammed and Amir Nasrallah. That's how they defeated Israel. Now, if you think United States of America, that if you put them on stage and on the podium at the strip club, and if they suck the strip club manager's dick, and I'm so happy, yeah, that you're going to fare well, no. Just because you think it's constitutional, it's all set up. No, I'm maintaining the energies for you. Try to think of cutting me. Every time they put me in BCSO, what does it do? They put me there for Carol Habouch. It caused a war in Gaza. They put me there for Dina Tabit and Crystal Cordoba and Karin Tawil right away. The war in Ukraine started. Because that was Christina Pushkina trying to murder me every day. Okay. They tell me in my sleep. They start to rape me. Put a spider to bite me. You see, I have all these marks. They pinch me, do some blood, put a spider, it'll come, bite me. Then I get in a trance-like state. I'm no longer, because it's spider poison. I'm no longer able to be in that conscious state. I'm in an alternate state. They bring a cop, put his dick in my mouth with a condom, put a cop's dick downstairs after they go down on me downstairs. They don't sodomize me. Then they remove their dicks and they fuck someone else so somebody else pierces their condom so that it bleeds too. The spider bites their condom. Then somebody swallows the cum. Somebody swallows the blood. Amber swallows the blood. Mohammed either takes the cum up his ass or up his vagina because they have stolen ovary of mine in Cordoba. So then it makes a baby and the baby tries to pretend that it is my child. But you have to know that, terrestrially speaking, if my ovary is in someone else's body, they're producing the body work of that being, not of my own. They're not in my love, in my embrace. They're not my kids. Whoever's talking at court about me as if it's my child, it's not my child. I do not have terrestrial children. Know that. I have never bred terrestrial. I only have extraterrestrial progenitor. That is Aurora Method Education. That's the covenant. If I go anti-covenant, I will fail my intent. And if my conditions for them removing my cripplehood is trespassed over, I will be in a lot of trouble. I know how to maintain my conditions. So if you do not respect that, you and your cops here that are acting like total mongoloids, that is not allowed. Because once they get deviants, because so yesterday they went to Vero Beach, they got shot, the cops there. Because I told the cops to go get them, strap them down and report them. They did as I said, but they weren't wearing full body armor. They didn't know that they were terrorists, these people. When I was still doing that in the past, I used to tell all the cops from Utah to Los Angeles to Atlanta or Ohio, I called them, because I track them. I have radon tech. We know we track you all. We know where you are. I don't need a computer or nothing. We don't have it. We're not retards. You only made computers to imitate us but we are advanced people. So, the only reason why I still post and do this is to try to unite an inheritance, since you never gave me a passport or nothing, or an ID. You stole all my inheritance to spend on a bunch of trannies, to angry the divine order even more than you're forsaken by now. You have no consciousness. You are losers. I tell the banks, shut my Truist, shut my Wells Fargo, shut my Bank of America, shut my Bank Audi, shut my Kuwaiti bank, shut any phone line I've had in the UK, in Europe, in Lebanon, in all over the place. They don't. They leave them active. Other people do prostitute calls to, in the end, make a fake cop report after they shoot the cop, make him bit by a spider, make him a retard in that moment, come tell the cop to come tell me that I did it all. Soon as he tells me that, they will shoot him, suck his dick. Then he will realize that he made the biggest mistake of his life. But by then, it will be too late. Because you will pay instantly. I am extremely serious. This is not like, oh, let's give it a shot. Yeah. No. You have to be woke, or you will all perish in extremely despicable ways. But it won't even be just you will be tortured for a long time by your own means, by your own doing, by your own what you deserve, for being so unruly, so hideous, so evil. It is unbelievable to me how evil these people are. And I'm working on strengthening myself to not let that affect me in these ways, to not let that anger me or put me down. You know, they poisoned me. They gave me sick food and BCGC on purpose, the amber food, to make me very low frequency, to make me sick. They started to do the same at Robai house. He would go to Walmart, poison every possible thing. Every tomato, every cucumber, they would shoot it with the medication of every person. Every orange, they shoot it with like the top of the orange, or like avocado, everything. Bread, they'll put powder on it, everything. They'll put medication of each of these people, because they consider that if they put in the apartment facing me a guy by the door, and say Robai comes back from the supermarket where he went with Hordoba or Mayo, pretending it was me, and I'm supposed to, run to the next apartment, knock at the door, and go in and fuck someone. And if it doesn't work, then I'm the one who went to the supermarket and poisoned whoever's gonna pretend they were there. You see, I'm not a delinquent. I am under divine affinity and orders. I was healed from a crippled situation that was due to that exact thinking. Do you even think that I am that dumb? That's why, if you continue fucking these transgender prostitutes, I'm gonna really think, and now I know you don't love me. On top of when Karim Tabet found my key here, and instead of putting me flowers and presents, he gave it to Muhammad, for Muhammad to commit crime with my fingers now and put the key back right there, so that if I use that lock, they'll say I am Muhammad. See, these people don't love me, or they're not intelligent enough to love me. They're stupid. Maybe earthlings are all dumb. You're pathetic. Please evolve. Thank you. And apparently the John the Tufo has sex with his dog. This is like totally unpermissible. This is disgusting. Disgusting. And their children, they have sex with their children, these people. That's why I don't live in communities or with, that's why I stay here. There's nothing here. There's nothing for me to fuck here or anything. If I touch myself, then they start to shoot someone else somewhere else. Because they want my vagina. Come on. Terrestrials. And if you only knew the splendor of all the Almighty, and those who still behave this way, you will truly, truly be shown.